tonight is going to be focused on commonly asked questions or frequently asked questions on book writing. Just to give you a background, maybe you're asking, who is Chris Dao-anis before becoming an author? I was just a small kid in the little town of Kibungan. I was born and raised in a poor family. We're struggling economically. And just to give you a hint of how struggling we were, my classmates' favorite subject, they say, were recess or was recess. But to me, I couldn't relate because during recess times, as they were going there to buy their snacks, I would just have to go around. I had to get busy running around because I didn't have money to buy snacks, or some may say knickknacks, right? So hanap ako ng mga kasama ko na walang pera, and then we just play around, and that was how life is. I would walk to school with my worn out slippers, and life is challenging. But those challenges shaped me in a way, because I would always say this to everyone, that what you think is shaking you could actually shape you, and that is exactly what happened in my life. And despite all those challenges, struggles, I know that life is a gift, and there are gifts of life. So I persevered and went on to study, and finished schooling. And thanks to my family who supported me so much with the best that they could. And there are also many great men and women who helped me out. They cheered for me, they guided me. And fast forward to 2009, I graduated in college. I became a certified public accountant, and I joined one of the big firms in Makati City. And then, as I was working as an accountant, I was doing good, thanks to my employers. I was also uh, doing my best to start writing, and so I started writing my book, and then I published it in 2013, and then in November 2014, I again published my second book, rather. And then what else? 5 months later, I left Makati. I went back. I came back here to Baguio, and then I started my new career as a trainer, as a full-time speaker, trainer, and now as a coach on speaking and writing and also book marketing. So that's what I do now. So that's where I came from, and I hope you get a glimpse of where I am coming from, like from an accountant to an author, from a very shy, silent boy to now have learned so much in many ways, thanks to several authors who modeled great things in life. So there's a question that was asked to me in one of the interviews. They asked me, could you share a glimpse of your journey to becoming a first time book author, and what were my struggles and how did I overcome those? So my first book, it took me 3 years to write it. I started writing in 2010, and it was only in 2013 that I got to publish it. I was able to publish it because I put myself a deadline. Like I said to myself years back that I declared that I want to be a published author by the age of 25. And at that time, 2013, I was about to turn 26 already. So lalagpas na, no? And so I was looking for ways to really make it work. And thanks be to God, before I turned 26, I was able to publish my first book. And so I was able to hit my goal. So setting a goal helps also. And of course, doing the simple things of writing, even small pieces of written works would help. It took me 3 years to do that, and it bear fruit. Of course, my second book, I was able to write it in 3 years, rather 3 weeks. My third book, I was able to write it in 1 year. But when you are able to write your first book, it will be easier. When you go through the first journey, it will be easier for you to do the next one. And so I urge you to start writing. And what were my struggles? Time and the required work. I was working full time. And so I had to make time for this. I would give my best at work, and it's also when you have the struggles that your dream is being tested and refined. Do you really want this? Do you really want to pursue this, or is just something that you like? Are you really committed for this? And it is those challenges that your commitment is being tested also, and you are being refined, your character is developed, is formed. And so somehow the struggles could help you actually in the long term. So here's the thing, I was giving my best at work, and after work, I would give my best to write. And it helped me in a way because somehow writing for me is a form of relaxation somehow, because I like it. It's my passion. And when I write, actually, I get transported in a different, like in a different world. And to those of you who are writers here, you understand that feeling. But also there are struggles that came in when I was about to publish, like the feeling or the thinking, if am I credible enough to write? Sometimes you ask that, or sometimes you think, will people read it? And of course, those are valid concerns, valid questions. But then you just have to go and persevere. And there are many other myths, no? There are many other unhelpful beliefs, but I learned to bust them. And I learned to reframe my mind on how I approach this. And it is just to go back to the main purpose, understanding that your purpose of writing a book is actually to help. And even if just one person is going to be helped, I believe that something uh, that is that is going to be so much, it's going to be worth it, right? And in my journey, I realized that it's not just one person. It started with one, but then it went on to hundreds, and now thousands. So it's amazing. And yes, your efforts will be worth it. So just go for that. There will be challenges, because after all, as John Maxwell would say, that anything good in life is uphill, right? Anything that is great, that is good, it's going to be uphill. Like, you got to climb that mountain. It's going to be worth it. Okay. So another question that is being asked is this: what is my reason? Why did I decide to become a book author and now a book writing coach? In the things that I do, thanks to mentors, I learned to really go back to my reason. And somehow years ago was able to create this mantra that I want to create something. I want to connect and to be able to contribute. That's what I want to do. And this was inspired by the story of Brendan Burchard, who faced a near-death experience. And he said that at the end of our lives, we ask three special questions, or three questions, and that is, did I live? Did I love? And did I matter? And that is, it is very important that we gotta live, we gotta love, we gotta matter. And so that resonated so much to me, and I want to make it my own. So I didn't just get his words, but somehow see where in which things am I feeling so much alive. And I realized that in my journey, I feel so much alive when I create something, when I write, when I craft trainings, when I write talks for people, for my audiences. It is in creating that I get so much uh, alive, right? And in what ways can I love people? And I realize of the keyword that is to connect, whether that's for family or your special someone. It is in connecting, and also to your audiences, to other people. I think it starts that way, when you build that connection, spark that connection, and sustain that, of course, in different levels, right? To friends, to special someone, to wife, to husband, to family, to relatives, or to your audiences, to your clients, to your customers. It is all about relationships. That's why the connecting uh, is there. And also, it doesn't stop there. It has to be, I should be able to contribute. As Brendan would say, you got to make a difference, you got to matter. And so I come up with this, and it's about creating, connecting, and contributing. And so that's what I want to do. And the things that I do, I want to speak a message always, and then to spark inspiration. But not just that, it has to be balanced with instructions so that I can spur action. Okay, so as a book coach, I aim to help aspiring authors write and publish their books. And now, yeah, uh, I do that because I believe that each of us has a story of transformation that we can share, or we have an expertise that can help someone. And I want to be able to help that someone so that they can craft their message and give it to their readers. This is also the reason why I continue to explore other ways on how I can help aspiring authors or newbie authors on how they can market their book. Because after writing their books, it is very important that we reach our readers, right? I would tell them that writing the book is just 25% of the job. And we need to be able to know how to market it, to sell it. Because sayang naman, di ba, if your books are just in the boxes in your basement and you're not reaching your readers, sayang, di ba? You dedicated so much time, and you know how this book has the potential to change other people's lives. And so we got to learn that, and that's what I do now. uh, may go on to the next question, because of course I just want to touch on several questions in this video. So some people are asking, how can I uh, choose what to write? And I give a system, a framework to my book coaches, but that would take so much time to discuss that. But here's the thing, my short answer is this: ask yourself these guide questions. uh, what is a problem that you faced before, but then you found out a solution and implemented it, and you got the results? So what are those? So that is coming from your experience, that may have turned to become your expertise, because you developed the skill, the know-how to do that. And you know that other people who right now may be facing a similar struggle that you faced before, and so they need that tool, that system that you created, that solution that you have, and that could help other people. You can start with that. So I would always say you can go back to your experience and check your expertise. And sometimes people ask, but I have a lot of those, ano yung pipiliin ko, anong unahin ko? So I ask them, which is more familiar to you, or which is saan ka mas knowledgeable, or saan ka mas masaya, which area are you more passionate about, or ano yung topic na mas nag-enjoy ka, because you tend to finish, or to exert more effort to the things that you enjoy, to the things that you like. So the thing is, when you're able to write your first book, it will be easier to write your second book. Okay, so you just have to start right now. And this is a way to get to build your momentum. And again, your momentum will help you master the things that you're doing. Maybe your first book, of course, you have to go for editing, proofreading, ask people to help you, experts to help you, professionals. But here's the thing: when you write your first book, maybe you can still have some mistakes here and there, but then you'll get to know the process, and then it'll be easier for you to write your second, your third. Because I would always say, and I got this from mentors, that you're not just writing a book. I think it was from Bo Sanchez that I heard this first. You're not just writing a book, you're building a giant factory. And indeed it is, because you will be writing more books. You will be giving more talks to help people based on your book, or you'll be creating workshops based on your books. You can do a lot of things. And again, the bottom line is, you're there to contribute, to be of contribution, to be of service to other people, to your readers, to your audience, to your clients. All right. Our next question is this: how many words to write? Is there a minimum, maximum? The answer is no. It depends. It depends on the following. It depends on your genre. It depends on your purpose, and your readers, on the intended results that you have. And also to check on the books in your genre. You can get to see the average. Kung gaano kakapal yung usually binabasa mo on the genre that you want to write on, then most likely yun yung basihan, no? Just to give you some numbers, my first book is more or less 30,000 words. My second book, more or less 20,000. My third book, around 30,000 words. My fourth book, 20,000. My fifth book, the smallest one for students, is around 5,000. And maybe my sixth book, I don't know, maybe 40,000 words. Maybe I'll go further to 50,000, or maybe just 4,000, right? So again, just it depends. It really depends. For children's books, they are mostly illustrations. Sometimes they could even have like less than 100 words, diba? So it really depends on on the genre, on the purpose, on the readers, and on your intended results. Okay. Uh, some people often ask this: what do they mean by self-publishing? What is meant by traditional publishing? Okay, so you're just given the two options on how you can approach this, on how you can make your book available to the public, on how you can publish it. So the first option is traditional publishing. And in this path, then there's a traditional publishing house that will publish your book. They will they will help you, and they will take care of the editing. They have a team for that, for the proofreading, for the layout, the design. they will print it, they will help you market your book. But still, of course, you have to market it also as the author. And of course, you have to write it, definitely. So they will fund everything and you will receive royalty from the sales. In the States, there are some advance payments to the author. Uh, some say it's more challenging, right? And you have less control because your your publisher will say more of the decisions, of course, in consultation with you. It's like you have to say yes, of course, to that as well. Self-publishing, most people start with this. I started with this, and I self-published all my books and maybe my future books. I don't know if I will go into traditional publishing later on. Maybe we'll see. But for self-publishing, you will publish your own book. That's why it's called self-publishing. You take charge of the editing, the proofreading. When I say this, meaning it's not you will do it, but you have to take care of it. You look for an editor, a proofreader to do this for you. Okay, the layout, the design. You coordinate the printing. You seek for a printer. You do the marketing, of course. Um, so you hire professionals for these, okay, and you will fund the expenses on all these. You pay for this, but also you get everything from the sales of your book. For traditional, you get royalty. For this, you get all of it. And of course, it has its own share of challenges, but also you have more control somehow because you get to make all the decision, right? So it's easier for you also to pivot the shift. And in these times, many people are starting with this because you don't have to have the approval of like the editorial team of a publishing house. You don't have to wait because oftentimes for a traditional publishing, they have so much what's this submissions, and you have to wait for that. Of course, it depends, no? It depends on the person where you are at now. Some people, it's good for them to have traditional publishers. Like in my case, it's more of self-publishing, so I want it that way. um, it really depends what fits you, uh, and if it fits you, then that's the better path for you, so you rather take that. Okay. Huh. Let's move to the next question. Let's see. Some people are asking any tips on writing a novel. Okay, I'm sorry because that's not my genre. My genre is nonfiction, self-help, inspirational, instructional, how-to books. And my only suggestion to you is to read a lot from the genre that you want to write in, and model and model from those. That would be my short advice to those of you what are asking about writing a novel, because I don't write novels. uh huh what else? Let me see. Some people are asking, how do you edit or proofread your own works? Again, I mentioned this earlier that you gotta hire people to edit and proofread your book, your work, but also you can have self-editing, but still have someone to look after it. But before you do that, it's better that after you write it, and if you want to review for self-editing, you let it sit for a while, let it rest for a while, because if you're too close to something that you've written, oftentimes you miss the mistakes, even grammar lapses, even missing words, because you tend to finish your sentences as you read it because it's too familiar to you. You know the message, right? And so you got to set some time for there, para parang fresh when you read it again, and it will be easier for you to edit it. But still, even if you do that, and yes, I encourage you to do that, and before you have it published, have someone to edit it, have someone to proofread it, even if you are a seasoned writer. More so, seasoned writers will tell you to really have an editor. It is a requirement. Okay, it is a requirement. Some people ask, kailangan pa ba ng editor kahit ano naman sila, they are writers, they are English experts. Yes, pa rin, no? Yes, yes. What else? Let me see. Uh, there are some questions on traditional publishers, know how to look for them. My short advice is just to look at the books that you've been reading, and turn on the copyright page, and there's the printer there or publisher, and there are the details there, and you can check them. Oftentimes there's a website, and you can check the website. Are they open for submissions? And oftentimes you can click their guidelines for submission, and you can see what do they require, what are the genre that they accept. Do they accept memoir or not? Do they accept uh, so they have a list of requirements there, and by reading those you will know how to submit and pitch to them. Okay. I remember there was I was invited in an interview and similar like this, and the interviewer asked me, okay, the interviewer asked me, what is the common mistake that people make in this area? And if there's one mistake that aspiring authors often have is this: they have their dreams, they want to do this, but they don't act on it. So I say it's inaction. That's the common mistake. It's not taking action. It's inaction. Okay, not acting on their dreams. And we got it right. Paano ba magsulat ng libro? You're right. Magsulat ka. There's no other way. There are people who speak their book and then have it transcribed. That is okay, but that's still indirectly writing it. So you can do that. You can take that path, but still you have to write it. So take action on your dream, and that's very important. And to those of you who are asking, how else can I learn more about book writing? So I suggest you follow this page, or this page, and also you can check my YouTube channel at youtube.com/Chris Dao-anis. And to those of you who want more, I made this available on my website. We did a challenge last week, and we had some recording, and I can make it available to you. So here's the thing: we had this 5-day Reach More Readers Challenge. It's free. Okay, we talked about how you can master your message, get clarity on that, and then identify your audience. You know who you're talking to, and then what are the ways on how we can sell this, how we can market this, and what are the other options or frameworks that we can adapt so that we can reach more readers for our books. And this is good. This is fit for people who are newbie authors who have their books already but want to learn on this area on how they can reach more readers, and also to those who are planning to write their books. And it's even good because you get to see a clearer path that, hey, you're not just writing a book, you're building something as well, like an advocacy, a movement. For some people they call it like a business. Okay, and you can have that. So I want to make that available to you. So just wanna go to this link. I'll put it in the caption or in the comments. So you just have to go to bit.ly/Reach More Readers Challenge. And on that page, you have to go through you just fill up the form so that I know where to send you the video recording of this full value sessions that we did. It's amazing. I think those are the series of trainings that I'm so proud about so far. Of course I'm so happy that I get to do talks, trainings, and books. But ito yung parang wow, the best so far I think that I've produced, and I'm so happy. Of course, I'm still learning a lot, and I'm improving, and I still have a lot of room for improvement. But I just want to give that to you. I just want to help you. If you're a newbie author or an aspiring one, go check that out. I'll give the link in the comments or caption, and I'm excited to see you inside that page. All right, so thank you so much for joining us in this video. Thank you so much. God bless you. See you next video.